Well, good morning, everyone. This is going to be the first time out with the addition to the Old Town 106 PDL. The addition would be the Newport NK180PRO, which the install went on great. Still working on where I'm going to mount and be able to work with on the water the two ropes that are required. Steering will be, with the rudder, and air temp's about 45. Supposed to get up to maybe 55. Sun's out early, but the clouds are coming in a couple hours. Don't anticipate doing a lot of fishing, but primarily seeing how we move, how we steer. So basically we will get some on the water footage. Hey, good morning again. Launched the kayak. It's a little outlet creek or inlet creek to one of the Finger Lakes, and we're about to get the first impression on the Newport NK180PRO on a 106 PDL Old Town. So here we go. Get some power going here. That would have been reverse. Well, we need to get this trolling motor in the water. For now, I'm just letting my cables sort of dangle right here. I think I'm gonna maybe get a few hooks here along this area and in the back, just to kind of manage the cables a little bit while I'm fishing. So now we're going to add a little power to it. Felt that right away. So right now we're at about 64% of the speed of the motor. Not sure if you're reading that LCD display. It can be hard to read at times outdoors. And at 64%, I'm about, according to my GPS on my Garmin, about 2 3/4 miles an hour. This is about 3.5–4 feet deep, right in through here. So that might be about the average all the way out to the main lake. So basically, so far so good. Now this is really calm conditions right now. So calm conditions will mean faster speeds. I guess I'll be anxious. This channel does flood during certain storms, and it does wash down wood, trees. So I'll be anxious to see how that lower unit of the Newport might react once it hits something, which I think is going to happen on occasion. Okay, so we're coming up to a pretty good bend here, and again, I'm using my rudder steering on this Old Town. this does shallow up something pretty good right through here. So let's see if we can. So this is the steering that I'm doing with my rudder, and this is pretty much an S shape right here, an S bend in this inlet creek to the main lake. So basically I'm turning fairly sharp. Seems like it might turn a little better to the right, to the starboard, than it does to the port. It turns a little easier, so we might want to look at that here a little bit more. Whether I'm hanging up on something in the back, I don't think that's what's going on. Could even be just the cable itself. So again, the whole idea by me adding this motor here is, you know, normally I'd have to be paddling or pedaling or paddling, but the whole way out to the main lake. Then also, if there's areas that I want to go to, I would have to pedal all the way, and that would be either in good conditions or in windy conditions, wind blowing in my face. So the whole idea is to get more range out of the kayak, the fishing, and more range out of myself. Okay, so I've been out fishing for maybe an hour and a half or so. Water temperature's still pretty cold, 36, about 36 and a half. I didn't catch anything, but didn't disappoint. Checked a few things out as far as this new Newport 180 Pro, and so far it's working very, very well. A couple things here. Both the pull ropes and the knobs, the handles, I have just dangling here. And the lift rope, which is the blue handle, this is what's gonna pull the motor up and lock it down, which I'm gonna do right now. And basically I'm just gonna reach up here, and that motor is in the locked up position. And when I want to take it back down, just going to allow it to drop. Weight of the motor pulls the rope back, and of course here's the handle. It's just going to lay here. I just haven't cut off the lengths of these ropes yet. I'll probably do that maybe after my next trip out. And then of course this is the lock for the reverse, and that does work. So don't know how often I'll use the reverse, but it does work. And again, it's just going to dangle right here. From what I can tell, I think that's going to work. So basically I'm going to run through a couple of the speeds here, and if you're just trolling, here is, let's just say 20% of power, and my GPS is showing right about 1 mile per hour. Now wind's going to play into this a little bit. The wind's actually, I have a headwind right now, so it's actually 1 1/8 mile an hour, which might be about right for some trolling. And I'm going to bump it up here to that's about 40%, and that's getting up there to about 1.1 5/8 mile per hour. 1 1 3/4 mile per hour. That's going into the wind. Now I am going to, I've got my my rudder going straight, and I'm going to turn it to the left here, to the port, and it's cutting pretty nicely. Very nicely, actually. Just about the same as whenever I would use my pedals. And I'm going to go to the starboard, which is to the right, and you can see how the bow is moving over. It's cutting pretty nice. Now again, that's at about 40%. I'm doing about 1 1/4 mile per hour. So I'm gonna set my rudder straight, and I'm gonna go up to full speed. And again, I'm going into the wind. There isn't maybe a 2 or 3 mile an hour wind right now. Plus this hill up here, or this ridge, is probably blocking a good bit of that wind. But we're at 100% now, and not sure if you can see this on the GPS, but we are going a solid 4 mile per hour. Four and 1/8 mile per hour. So don't know if I'll be running it at that full speed much. I think the full speed might come into play if I want to get off the water real quick, or it's raining, or who knows, maybe it's sleeting up here in the north part of New York. So that's about 60%. And it's got calm now because I'm getting protected from this ridge up here. And I will have to say, some of the questions that I had, or you know, wasn't quite sure, have all been answered. I think it's going to work very nicely. Be something to get used to as far as these pedals turning all the time. Now I can stop that, and it might affect the speed some, but I don't think it'll affect it much. And I'm going to do some rope routing and some routing of some cables here, so they don't get caught in the in my pedals. So hey, thumbs up to a Newport NK180PRO and an Old Town 106 PDL. Have a good one. Wow.